So I'm not an environmentalist by any means.
Okay.
And this is very much an environmental company that I launched. But I think more than that, it's an impact company. And that I am very proud of to say, like, I've always been driven by impact on most things that I do. I love to be able to say that I'm creating a positive impact. And so in this particular case for my business, it's kind of a funny story. Well, you can't tell today, but you've seen me. I have, they look at my social media, any listeners, I have very, very curly hair, which I hated for the entirety of my life. And I think it goes back into the fitting in kind of thing. I just had to control it. And it was always the advertisements of like, frizz-free, smooth, silky, straight hair. And it was like, yeah, that's not me. So I hated my hair. And I remember being like 11 years old and my sister ironing my hair, like an actual iron, Mike. Like I still have a scar on my back where she dropped the iron one time. Yeah, no, it was a serious thing.
Yeah.
And I hated my hair. And my daughter was about 14, 15, and she was like, I hate my hair. She has the prettiest, curliest hair. And I was like, no, how do you hate it? It's so beautiful. Yeah. I know how you hate it because I hate my hair. And so, I very much lead by example kind of person with my kids, which is why I went and got my master's degree, because I was like, okay, I have to do this because my kids have to, aim for better or whatever. So I was like, okay, I can't tell her not to straighten my hair if I'm straightening my hair. So let's figure this out. And I'm telling you, I had never took care of my curls, like ever. When I was fixing my hair, I was always fixing it to straighten it. So I had to literally learn from scratch. And my mom has super curly hair and my sister, but we all were always straightening it. So I had no clue what to do. So I learned how to how to take care of my curls, stop straightening it. And of course, when I stopped straightening it, it wasn't curly anymore. It was beyond damage. There was no curl to it. It was just fluff. So long story short, I learned how to take care of my curls and start posting on like curly hair Facebook groups. Okay, this is where it all started. And people were like, hey, do you have an Instagram? Can you share it? Like, share what your tips, share your tutorials. I didn't know it was a thing. So I started getting followers. I set up an Instagram account and started getting followers. And then as I gained followers, companies started contacting me to for me to try out their products. And of course, I try to be very genuine. And so I would only recommend products that I actually liked or whatever. But during this time, my mom and I took a trip. I love traveling. Like that's my thing. And my mom and I took a trip to Indonesia, and it was so beautiful, but there was so much trash. Like, I mean, it was incredible how much trash there was. And I got back from that trip and I was just very impacted by it. I was awestruck at, the pollution. And I was watching Trevor Noah. I'm so sad that he's not on air anymore, but he had a segment about the recycling system and how exploitative and broken it is. And I don't know if you know, but only 9 to maximum 11% of all plastics in the world ever get recycled. Okay. And it's very exploitative. The UK, the US, and large countries were actually exporting most of their recyclables, trash, basically, overseas to a lot of Southeast Asian countries. So I'm watching this segment and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really horrible. Because again, I'm not an environmentalist, but I do put my plastics or whatever in the recycle bin and I put it out, so I try. Yeah. And so now I'm like, oh, I feel really bad because I'm contributing to this. And now it's not just me that's contributing. And literally I have at this point, over 100 plastic bottles of products between my shower, my cabinets. I mean, it's madness, right? Because I've been trying out all these products to tell my followers about. So, but now it's not just my products. Now it's the thousands of followers that I have and I'm telling them about it. So I'm feeling like there's an impact to be made here. So I start looking for sustainable options. And there are great companies already out there that are making solid products. But none of them were for curly hair. And so I saw a huge need in the market for that because I could not find anything that was formulated that was good for curly hair or any kind of textured hair. And so I was like, okay, well, there's a big problem here. And it took forever for companies to even start formulating towards curly hair. You know, now there's also really good companies out there that are making products for curly hair. But it took forever for that to happen. So now I'm thinking, how long is it going to take before somebody takes notice that they should also be making sustainable products for curly hair? I wasn't going to wait around, and not even for the money, because I'm still not even in it for the money. I mean, I literally worked over 3 years because, of course, you know, I launched April 2020, but I had been working on it for a year before launch. So it's like, you know, so where I was going with that is I didn't even quit my job. I kept my full-time job to be able to pay my bills and everything until November of 2022. Wow. So I worked for 3.5 years on this before I even quit my job, right? So I'm not in it for the money. But so that wasn't where I was thinking then, but it was like, man, this needs to happen. Like, sustainability can be inclusive. And I don't think anybody is seeing that right now. And if nobody's going to see it, then I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to shine a light on it. So I put a post. Well, I started like just Googling has been my teacher for everything. And I like just made a simple bar, shampoo and conditioner, and it kind of worked. So I made a video on it and I posted it. And to date, it's been like the one that like everybody engaged on. I had like over 700 comments of people were like, yes, do it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, absolutely. Like, I'll be the one buying it and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, then I kind of had that moment of, okay, I have to do it. And I had already put it out there. So it was kind of an accountability thing of like, okay, yeah, I have to do this. And then that's it. That's where Vida Bars was born.